Musa Batora wa bonela badimu ba iteba Efasinya sa sitirima oh 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 Osirala limantere sabi ya Musa Batora wa bonela badimu ba ituna dinta
The sounds of Nomtiti giving us an exquisite cultural exhibition here in Bukoni-Bophirima. And this is where it's all happening. China Week it is. And I'm feeling a little bit overdressed as usual. I don't know where my costume is. I would have loved to give you a little bit of a song and dance. But yep, we're here to showcase the best that South Africa has in offer. And it's not just in agriculture, it's not just in mining, which are great interest sectors for China and South Africa, but also cultural displays. A little bit later, we'll bring you a bit of a song and dance from China, in Henan province to be exact. Well, yes, China Week here in Bukoni-Bophirima, and it is being hosted in Mahikeng. I'm now joined by the Executive Mayor of Mahikeng, Councillor Gosiame Seatlholo. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Ma.
Morning, Ma, and to the viewers.
Now, I believe that you received the Chinese delegation that has been led by Li Ya. He is the governor or vice governor of the Henan province. Tell me, from the time that they had landed, what's been happening?
It's lot has been happening. As you can see, there is a vibe in Mahikeng. People are interested. They are joining us from all walks of life.
Culture is quite important as well, and cultural commodities are one point that I think we should really explore when it comes to our exports in South Africa. We know you have a grand number of festivals here, music, dance, the 60s festival. There's also quite a number of other cultural displays. Is that something that you're keenly focusing on?
Yes, of course, we are very much pleased to see the Chinese here because we want to share the culture, the language, and the utensils that they are having, even the wealth of this world, because we know we need investors to come and invest in this province.
But you know, something that concerns a lot of people in South Africa when it comes to involvement of China is how symbiotic that relationship is, or whether or not it's lopsided to favor the Chinese over South Africa. How do we make sure that as much as we come to the table and negotiate and sign agreements, that it is mutually beneficial?
No, there are legislation that governs our business between us and the foreign countries, if one may say so. It's only because we are not abiding to those rules, because there are regulations that says if you come to me as an investor, the shares should go this way. There are legislation that governs that.
Remon Mabatu today, and I love that name because it means the mother of people and someone who receives, who is warm. But there's a lot that needs to be done still around here when it comes to development and infrastructure, and Mahikeng at large as well. How are we doing when it comes to that renewal project?
As you can see, Ayanda, we've got this MRRP, which is Mahikeng Rebranding, Repositioning and Renewal. We've got a program that is in place. As you can see, if you enter the city of this goodwill called Mahikeng, there are entrances that we are busy. We are trying to beautify, starting with the main entrance to say, now you are welcome in Mahikeng. So there are many programs that we are taking as the municipality, together with the provincial government, to see to it that Mahikeng is having the most beautiful place you can visit at any time.
And how do we make money out of that? There's a stadium right behind us here that many people are calling a white elephant that is not being utilized. How do we make sure that it's not just aesthetically pleasing, but that it actually brings in an income to the locals?
No, as you can see right now, I think all our guest houses around Mahikeng, they are fully booked, all of them, including hotels. And by the 17th of this month, as the municipality of Mahikeng will be having a women's soccer tournament, whereby the Sundowns women, the Bloemfontein women will be here in the same stadium that we are talking about. It's only because our activities have gone down, but we are busy trying to revive it. As I'm saying, we'll be having the women's soccer tournament next week.
The Chinese delegation is here from Henan province. What is top of your agenda going into this partnership?
I think the top of the agenda, Ayanda, as prescribed or as it's our dream, we are going to exchange everything that we can because we need investors. We need what they are having. They need us to our advantage as the municipality. We are having a vast of land that we can utilize, that we can erect some one may say that we can erect so many things because as we see in Mahikeng, our plan is to have the triple R. We want to recycle. The issue of recycling is the main because we can see that in China, most of the cases, they don't have this debt that we are having in Mahikeng, that dirtiness. We are going to maybe to negotiate around issue of recycling with the Chinese.
The emphasis on manufacturing as well has been far and wide throughout the country. In South Africa, there's been a call by DTI that there needs to be a rise in black industrialists. Are we looking at having any factories, I suppose, or industrializing a little bit when it comes to Mahikeng?
Yes, this is one of the issues that we are going to focus on because if you can see, we don't have any industrial site in Mahikeng. In fact, it was there, but it's dying a slow death. But now we are saying because Chinese, their manufacturers will have to go there and get some machineries so that we can, because right now we are talking about cooperatives. We don't want to see us buying a complete product from China. We want Chinese to maybe to supply us with machinery that the cooperatives that we are planning as the government, they are going to use here.
Let's talk about some of the exhibitors because there is an exhibition here at the convention center today. The exhibitors, how did we source them and how do we make sure that this is not just a government delegation speaking to their peers, but that ordinary citizens in Mahikeng get to benefit and showcase their products?
If you can go maybe to say on the roll call, you'd see that there are people who coming mostly from the rural areas because that's where our focus is. As we know that the Honorable Premier is talking about the VSD. So we are taking cooperatives and this from our rural villages. Yes.
In the headlines of late, and perhaps this is a question for the Premier a little bit later, there have been some disgruntled business officials in the province who've been taking one or two issues up to task with him to be exact. But how do we make sure that when foreign investors come here, that local businesses don't suffer? I'm seeing lovely products, there are dresses, there are things that are made proudly from Bokoni Bophirima. How do we make sure that now these things don't get taken and made cheaply overseas and brought back into the South African market at a fraction of the price, therefore killing off the local business here?
We've been saying to our government or even world at large to say we need this machinery. I told you some times ago to say if we can get some machineries because we want everything that is derived from this province, it must go out as a finished product. For example, we are a platinum province, but we are buying it being a finished product from other countries. That's why we are saying we want our proudly Bokoni Bophirima products.
Love it. Executive Mayor of Mahikeng, Councillor Gosiame Seatlholo, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Another thing that maybe we can export is the weather. It is so hot here. Let's take a look at just how hot it is. Let's see, it's got your weather update.